The Lynx head coach there getting a good laugh out of reporters. Well, even from Dallas, we know Paige will not be feeling far from home. I found tonight's agenda for the Hopkins City Council. And look right here, it's planning to rename the city Paige-Bueckers, Minnesota on May 16th. That'll be Paige's first game in the WNBA, where her new team will host the Minnesota Lynx of all teams to kick off this season, Jason.
You know, if there's anybody out there, she deserves that honor for sure. That is really cool. Michelle, thank you. So we're working this morning to find out when the Lynx will officially introduce their 3 new draft picks. They picked up forward Anastasia Alari-Kosu from Russia at the 15th spot. They then took Washington forward Delia Daniels at 24, and the national champion Aubrey Griffin rounded out the Lynx draft haul at 37. Head coach Cheryl Reeve excited about their picks and the hopes for the season. We're going to hear more from her in about 30 minutes. Now, the Lynx preseason just 3 weeks away. Their first time at Target Center will be against the Chicago Sky Angel Reese on May 10th. And then Paige-Bueckers and the Dallas Wings come to town on May 21st. You can sign up for priority access to tickets on the Lynx website. Cannot wait for the season to kick off. Well, we are live at the X right now ahead of the Wild's last regular season game tonight. They're taking on the Ducks. Puck drops at 7 tonight. It's a must-win game to secure their wild card spot in the playoffs, which start on Saturday. So right now they have the second wild card position in the Western Conference. In order to clinch the postseason, they'll also need the St. Louis Blues to lose in regulation. Either way, an exciting night for fans over in St. Paul. So everyone at tonight's game will be getting a Marc-Andre Fleury poster. This could be his last game in the NHL since he plans to retire at the end of the season. We checked before we came on air, and tickets are still available, starting at $72. Hopefully he can put off that retirement here for at least a series or two. That would be great. Well, switching gears now to a developing story we're following out of St. Paul. Right now, a 36-year-old man is facing a second-degree murder charge after allegedly shooting and killing the man he was supposed to be taking care of. Court documents obtained by KARE 11 say Jacob Audi admitted to shooting 72-year-old Michael Shilley Friday night inside the apartment that they shared. Police say Audi turned himself in after using the victim's own assault-style rifle. Shilley's daughter is telling KARE 11 they were in shock after finding out the next day.
We were always on the river every weekend on the boat, and that's just how we grew up. Unfortunately, we won't get to make any more of those memories.
The judge says Audi is a flight risk, setting bail at $1.5 million. Neither the court or police are pointing to any possible motive here. Well, in just under 2 hours, voters in Minnesota's Senate District 6 will head to the polls for a special Republican primary. 8 GOP candidates are vying to replace former Senator Justin Eichhorn, who resigned last month. The winner will face Democrat Denise Slippy in the April 29th special election. And District 6 covers parts of Cass, Crow Wing, and Itasca counties. Polls will be open until 8 p.m. and we'll be following this race with updates tonight in our 10 p.m. newscast. We're also tracking a big story out of Wayzata this morning. In the last 8 hours, the school board passed a new cell phone policy. It says each school will have specific guidelines, but district-wide it bars students from using phones in a way that's disruptive to class or activities. They also won't be able to use their devices to record photos, videos, or audio without permission from staff. Time now 6:08, developing this morning, all eyes on President Trump and if he will temporarily pause some tariffs on cars and auto parts. It's an idea he floated in the last 24 hours to give the auto industry some time to adjust to recent tariff increases.
I'm looking at something to help some of the car companies where they're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, and other places, and they need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here. But they need a little bit of time, so I'm talking about things like that.
An association representing Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis says they're on board with increasing American production, but transitioning would take some time. An important reminder for you this morning, it is April 15th, and you know what that means. It's your last day to file your taxes if you haven't already. You have until 11:59 tonight to get it all done, but if you need more time, this is also your last day to request an extension. And if you're wondering when your refund will hit your account, you can track it over at irs.gov for free. You're going to have to put in your personal information like your filing status, and you'll also have to know the exact dollar amount of your refund. But get